Hey, Doug here. This is going to be a little bit of a departure from the normal electronics sort of video type stuff, and I just want to do a review. I just installed the BigBattery 2X Eagle 48 volt kit for my club car. This is a 1999 club car. It's completely stock. It's in great shape. It was kept in the garage, but it was full of lead acid batteries, and I knew that I wanted to replace those with lithium. And so I basically had two choices that I could see, which was the Epoch kit and the BigBattery kit, both of which are similarly priced. And I went with the BigBattery kit, and I wanted to explain why, also whether or not I'm happy with it. And I noticed there's a few other videos kind of like this. However, they seem to be maybe like paid promotions, because they have, you get to the end of the video and it's like, use my coupon code, for 10% off. And it's like, that's not really a review, that's an advertisement. So this is a review of the kit. And I'm going to show you, first I'm going to show you my club car here. I'm going to explain to you why it is that I went with the BigBattery over the Epoch very shortly here. The reason is current. I measured the current. I've got some big hills in my neighborhood, and I measured the current going up the biggest hill, and it's a big old hill, and it takes like 30 seconds to get up, and it draws 150 amps continuously up this hill. And when I looked at the specs, the Epoch batteries, two of them can't do that. I also messaged BigBattery and Epoch, and only BigBattery got back to me. I messaged both of them with the same thing, like, can your batteries get me up this hill basically without the BMS shutting off? And BigBattery, they got back to me and said, yes, our batteries can do that. And they showed me in the spec sheet where they can do 80 amps each, continuous forever, I guess. So that's 160 for both. So that puts me in the green. So that's why I went with the BigBattery kit. Now, it's a kit, it comes with the two batteries, a bus bar, some wires, a battery meter, and some other odds and ends. And that's what we're going to talk about now. So first, let me show you my install here. So here's my car, club car, 1999. And I'm going to show you my install here. So this is a spare area that I have, which is nice to have a little extra space. Here is my bus bars, my DC to DC buck converter. That's my 12 volt fuse block. And here are my batteries here. So I've got two of them. I wasn't interested in going with more than two. I didn't want to pay that much, and also I'm not going to be going all that far. So 10 or 15 miles range is fine by me. You'll notice that the bus bars are not on the thing that they sent, and that's one of my complaints that I'm going to get into momentarily. So that's my install. And so yeah, so also I want to show you something. This is something I'm going to complain about. Here is the battery meter, and so you can see on this battery meter that I had to make my own mounting plate for it, because it comes with just this cheesy little plastic battery meter. And the problem is it's got this tiny little lip, right? And so unless you feel like you can cut a perfect rectangle into your dashboard the first time, then you need to have some kind of mounting plate for this. I am pretty good at cutting things, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to cut a perfect rectangle that's the exact right size for this. So I created this mounting plate. Now, in my opinion, something like that should ship with the kit. Something like that is necessary. Then anybody with a hole saw could mount this, and that's what they need to do. I think that's unacceptable. The other thing is, I'm sorry getting into the negatives first here, but this is just the order I'm going in. The display, you can't read it in the daytime. It's not bright enough. If there's any sun out, it's impossible to read. But somehow it manages at night to be too bright. So if you're driving around at night, you're going to be annoyed by the blue glare, and if you're in the daytime, you can't see it. So I dislike that a lot. I also don't like that it only measures the voltage at the main bus bar, which means that it is interpolating or extrapolating the actual charge the batteries have. And it jumps all over the place. You know, you go up a big hill, it'll drop down 20%, you know. If you then you park it afterwards, it'll jump back up 15%, you know. It'll go from 70 to 90, you know, just from driving around. And so you really don't have a good clue how much is left in your batteries. So that's a part of the kit that I'm unhappy with. That's not a very well thought out solution, in my opinion. All right, next up, another complaint that I have. The bus bars originally came on this big piece of material. Now, I'm not complaining about this material. This material seems bulletproof, super thick and strong and everything. But the bus bars, they were screwed on with these piddly little screws that weren't even threaded in properly. It's like they drilled the holes too large or something. And they were falling off before I even put them on. That's a safety hazard. If somebody put this in with their bus bars attached and went over a big bump, those wires, they could just come off and short the battery out. So you can see that I just took the bus bars straight off and placed them on this wood, and they're much more firmly attached there. So I don't like that. That's like almost a good solution, but not quite. Sorry about the cicadas. It's cicada time. All right, one thing that I didn't, this is something good. I didn't think I was gonna like these connectors. They look kind of cheesy to me. However, I love these things. I took one apart to see how they work. They're so simple and foolproof. So you see those little contacts in there? Those are actually hydraulically crimped to the wires. So there's no internal screw connection or anything like that. And they've got springs. They're spring loaded with just like a little metal leaf spring in there. And when they connect so securely and so well. I would love if this was a standard for all batteries at this point, because it's just such a good and easy. You can't put it in the wrong way. You can't accidentally short it out. It's idiot proof, and I like that. It's rated for tons of voltage and tons of power. I would like to see this on other batteries. I'd like to see this on home batteries. You know, this would be a great solution here. So I love this. But at the same time, this is also the port that they decided to send with the kit for the charger. Now, this thing is super duper heavy duty, like 175 amps, 600 volts, and it's hard to plug it in and unplug it. Like, it's fine to do it once or twice, but like, you do not want to have to do this every day, which you would do with a charger. So I removed this from the charger and actually put my own twist lock charging port on the end of the charger and onto the cart. So here's my new charging port. You may recognize this. It's actually an audio port, but it's rated for 50 amps, and I use these all the time for other things, and it works great. So you can see on the inside, I just have it connected up here to the main bus bar, and so works great. But I think that it would be less expensive for them and better if they were to not use this on the charger. But for the batteries, love it. Really, really good. Okay, so let's talk about the batteries themselves. First thing I did, took it out and went up the giant hill, you know, went up slow, went up fast, you know, came to a stop and then floored it. All the things you could do to try and trip those BMSs in those batteries, and they supplied all the power. They did not trip or turn off. So the main thing, the batteries themselves seem to be solid, so can't complain about that. Of course, you can check back with me in a year and I'll see if I say the same thing. You know, ask me in the comments if you're watching this in the future, and I'll get back to you and tell you how they're doing. Also, these batteries have a 10-year warranty, and you know, the warranty is only good if the company exists. So I really hope that BigBattery stays in business and honors their warranty, but for now, the batteries themselves seem solid. So I'm happy about that. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really wanted to say about these batteries. So far they seem fine. I can't tell about the range because the battery life indicator is so ballpark. I haven't gone out and actually drove it around for the hour or whatever it would take to drain the batteries, because the farthest I really have to go on it is about 5 miles. So I really have no idea. This is gonna be the family cart now. We're just gonna drive it around the neighborhood, go to the store, get a store that's within golf cart range, things like that. So anyway, for the final part of the video, let's go for a ride and then we'll go back in and plug the charger in. Okay, so as far as performance goes, this is a completely stock club car, and it's got the stock controller. Had the lead acids in it until I took them out. There's really nothing that's been done except for just maintenance on this cart. And the main things I've noticed is just improved acceleration, and that's probably due also to the 300 pounds of lead acid batteries going out. I think I saved almost 300 pounds because it was 360 pounds, and I think the new ones are like 40 each or something like that. So huge weight savings. Plus, I think the output impedance of the batteries is lower on these, and so it's probably not dropping as much voltage on acceleration, although I haven't checked that. In any case, let's go for a quick ride. And we'll see if you can, it'll be hard to tell, you know, from just a video here, but I'm gonna just do like a full stop sort of acceleration thing. I'll turn the camera around so you can see the road. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, I think it really only goes about 20 miles an hour, but it gets there really quick, and it can go up a nice steep hill with no problem. And so that's perfect. My 9-year-old's gonna be driving this in the neighborhood. I don't need it going 40. But the fact that it can go up a hill without the batteries turning off, that's the main thing I was after. So, but yeah, it's gonna be the family cart. Pretty happy with how it turned out. I have no idea if I would be more or less happy if I'd gone with Epoch batteries here. But now I'm going to show you how the charging port works, which like I said, is my own solution. I do not like the charging solution, connection solution that comes with the BigBattery kit. But I'll show you what I did. So here is the charger. You can see it there. And here is my charging port solution. It's a Speakon connector. It's rated for 50 amps. It's not technically supposed to be used for this, but you can see here, sorry, here's my port. It just goes in. You can see that kicks on the charger. And so, anyway, much better, easier. Something that your wife could do, your little kid could do, plug it in. The other one, it's too hard, it's too difficult. Anyway, so that's my tentative review. I'd say tentatively positive with caveats. So I can see the battery indicator being the thing that is the most irritating to me. Not really being confident about how much is left in my batteries. Not knowing when exactly it's going to run out or whether it's reading correctly. That's pretty irritating, particularly when there's a fact of the matter. Like there is a fact of the matter of how much current has gone into and come out of these batteries. And a lot of batteries, they have a Bluetooth device or something built in that allows you to actually know how much current has gone in and out of the cart or out of the batteries. So you have a really good idea of what's left in the battery, but this one does not. So probably that's my main complaint. So that's it. Hope this helps somebody. No paid advertisements, no promo code, positives and negatives. Hope that helps.